Hey guys, hey. Ah, welcome, y'all. Welcome in, welcome. Let me make sure that I have, okay, sent out notices. Let's start vibrating. Hey y'all, hey, welcome. I'll give folks a few moments to come in, and then once we have people coming in, then we will start, okay? Once we have folks coming in, then we will start. Hey guys, I am live. It's been a while since I've been live, right? It's been a little second since I've been live. So awesome. Okay, we are here. Welcome. I'm super excited about this topic. Um, all right, guys, let me just make sure that everything is good. Yep, we are live. We are live. Hey, if you are joining in, let me know in the chat. Say, hey, where are you joining in from? Let me know. Where are my? Okay. Let me know where you are joining in from. Send your questions in the chat, okay? Q&A, send your questions in the chat, and then we're gonna get started. I just wanted to give a couple minutes to have folks chime in, all right? Okay. I think we're good. I think we are on. All right. Well, welcome to the chat, you guys. Welcome to the chat. If you are on, let me know in the chat, okay? If you are on, let me know in the chat and where you're joining in from. By the way, hi, hello. If you are new here, I'm Shibivia. And on this channel, I've pretty much been sharing lifestyle, side hustle, and business gems, right? If you've been following me for a while now, you know this. And I am a business strategist, business funding expert, and now run my own business lending company, business lending brokerage, and I love helping women better position their business for funding, launch properly structured businesses, and build solid business credit. Why am I here today talking about funding, or not funding, but why am I here today talking about moving abroad? Because moving abroad, well, first of all, travel has been a huge part of my life for a while, right? For a hot second. I love what travel does for me. And I've traveled for work and leisure, and it has completely changed my life. And yeah, so now travel has changed my life, but not only changed my life, I think I can go as far as say it probably did save my life, right? And so recently I moved abroad and, with my family, and I've gotten lots of questions. So if you've been following me, like over on like more the short form platforms, like the TT platforms, I've been sharing a lot of my journey there. So I've been getting a lot of like questions on the process, my story, my journey, and all of that. So that's mainly why I'm here. So I want to share with you guys how you can start your journey with moving abroad, right? And I know this is something that a lot of people are interested in, especially since lately, right? If you've been following up with stuff, right? Everything is very censored these days. So I won't even get into a lot of stuff, okay? But if you've been keeping up, you know. And this is not just about one person. This is not about one person in position, one, parties. It's the entirety of how things have been going, and especially if you've been living in the US for a while. I personally have lived in the US for about 12 years. Here's a quick backstory. I was born and raised in Jamaica. I wasn't technically uh, born in the US, right? So came to the US, or went to the US when I was like young teens. And so I spent most of my adult life in the US, but most of my childhood years in Jamaica. And so, yeah, things have changed since I have, moved to the US. Like, a lot has changed, and to now be able to intentionally and choose a life that I want to live, the life that I want to live with my family, create that life, create our own reality, is such a beautiful thing. And so today I want to help you guys. I want to go through some steps of planning, logistics, how to move abroad. Oh, there's people in the chat. Let's see. When did you send this party? Hello, currently living in St. Louis, Missouri. Hey, Erica. Hey, thanks for joining the chat. You are living in Missouri. Are you interested in moving abroad? Thanks for being here. Hi, hello. All right, so I gave you guys my quick backstory, a quick little backstory, and so we're gonna get into it, okay? Steps that you can take to move abroad. And if you guys have any questions in the meantime, let me know, okay? Y'all, I'm loving this. I'm loving this restream. I'm like, why did I not use this before? Okay, why did I not use Restream before? This is so cool. I would watch people do their lives, and I'm like, that's so cool. How did they get the text and whatever on the screen? So I'm loving this. I love this format. I've been going live as well on the other short form platforms for a little bit now, and I've been really enjoying that, like the engagement and stuff like that. And I'm like, I can't forget about my YouTube peeps, right? I can't forget about my YouTube peeps. So now I'm here, and I kind of like this format too. So yeah, if you are new here, if you're joining in, let me know where you're joining in from. We're gonna get right into it, okay? And if you missed the first part of this, a little backstory about me intro, then you can I don't know, I think you can probably rewind. I think it works like that. Okay, so let's get right into it. Let's get right into moving abroad, okay? And strategies. First things first, you want to do your research, right? You want to do your research legal, research visas and legal requirements, okay? I feel like I'm not going to look in the camera. I'm just going to look like on the screen, look at myself, look at my notes and all that. That makes more sense. Yeah, but you want to research visa and legal requirements. But before you even research visa and legal requirements, first things first, by the way, is you want to make sure that if you're interested in moving abroad, make sure that your passport is valid. Rule number one, make sure your passport is valid, and try to, I would say, get the book with the extra pages. Get that. Just pay the extra and get the book with more pages. Okay. Even if your passport is about to expire, let's say in a year or two from now, you feel like, oh, I have a whole year or two. No, renew it right now, because we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen. So renew it right now, ASAP. Okay. And I would suggest, especially if you plan on like slow traveling through a region, or through a continent, then I would say get the book with extra pages. That's what I did. Also, if you want to expedite your process, which I 100% suggest doing, is you can go online to a website. I think it's the official passport website. Go there, and there will be an option. There will be an option to select an appointment. There'll be an option to select that you want to expedite your passport. Okay, you want to expedite your passport, and you will request that you will select that option that you want to expedite your. I can't talk today. I've been on live and stuff like that all day today, y'all, on other platforms, but today's one of those days for me. I am off. I probably won't be doing this again for a while, but you want to go to that website and say you want to expedite your passport. If you're new here, joining in, hey, hello, welcome in, and let me know that you're joining in. Let me know where you're joining in from and where you plan to go. If you plan on moving abroad, okay, let me know where you plan on going. And if you're just joining, because I know a lot of you weren't joined earlier. A quick backstory: I'm Shibivia. I am a business funding strategist, business expert. I'm going to get to those comments in a second. Business funding expert, business strategist, and I help women properly launch their businesses, build business credit, and better position their business for funding. And I own a business lending and business brokerage company right now. And so you guys are probably like, okay, why are you talking about moving abroad, right? And if you've been following me for a while, you know I've been talking about side hustles and business gems, business content on my platform. But travel as well has been a huge part of my life for a few years, and it literally changed my life. Okay, and being able to move abroad with my family, I honestly think saved my life. Like right before we left the US, I told my husband, and he knew. I was like, babe, we have to go now. Like, we have to go now. Like, I was like emotionally exhausted, just everything. And we'll probably get into that into a second, but it was just time, okay? So that's why I'm here now because I've gotten so many requests as I share my journey with folks. I've gotten so many questions, especially on other platforms, short form platforms, because it's just easy to post stuff over there. I don't have to be like all dressed up, my lighting, whatever. Anything comes to mind, I'm just sharing. And so I've gotten tons of requests from other women, especially, and so that's why I created this like collective group, moms moving abroad. Um, so hey, Ashana. Hey, Grand Rising. It's like the picture looks very familiar, but then the name is different. Um, and then Erica said, I would like to travel abroad in April to Panama, Thailand, and in Indonesia. So need some tips to bop around as a nomad on a budget. Oh, that's amazing. Also, let me get this link. In the meantime, while I get the link for you, it's a wait list. I'm gonna give you my wait list. You sound like you need to join the my Move Abroad Masterclass Prep waitlist. It's full right now, but you join the waitlist so that you'll know when the next class is. It's a live class. So you get to actually ask me questions. It's even better than live because it's going to be for a few hours. You'll be able to like hop on, ask me questions and stuff like that. So I'll drop that waitlist in the chat, y'all. You'll get that in the chat. And it's also in the description. So if you guys can't post messages, okay, I'm not doing that. Let me know if you have the links. And if you're watching this post live, the link will be in the description as well. So you may want to sign up for that because we're going to talk about all things travel, budgeting, prepping, all the things you need to know. Okay. And so I'm here because a lot of people have been sending me messages, telling me, asking me questions, and I've seen some of the same questions. So I was like, you know what? I don't really do live uh, classes. If you know me, I do like usually like ebooks and like course creations. Like I'll create a course, package everything, and you can kind of watch it on demand. But I know this is a field where certain things are uh, everybody's situation is unique and people want to like ask certain questions. So a couple of people were like, yeah, not a lot of us in this space is doing this and we need more of this. So I was like, okay, let me do a live class. I'm open to doing that. So if you're interested in that class, am I talking fast? You can go to momsmovingabroad.com/move/abroad/waiting/list, but the link is right there. Panama, Thailand, Indonesia, and you need some tips. Have you ever been, first of all, I want to know, have you ever been to any of those countries? And Thailand is where I'm at right now. Let me know if you've ever been to any of those countries. And if not, that's great too. But April. And you want to do it in April? That's awesome. Have you started packing yet? All right. So let me first go. Let me go through my list. Okay. So yes, as I was saying, you want to make sure that your passport is valid. Go to that passport site and state that you want to expedite your passport. Okay. You're gonna let them know that hey, you want to expedite your passport, and then you'll get like an appointment and you'll be able to go. Okay, in person, and usually they'll process everything and then they'll tell you to come back in like 3 hours or something like that. Y'all, and this is not theory. This is not theory. I have actually gotten my passport same day. Okay. My last passport, I got my passport same day. There is actually a way to extremely expedite your process. and get your passport back the same day. I've actually done it. Um, they do it because sometimes they're like emergency situations, and sometimes if you can prove that, hey, maybe you have a trip scheduled, something like that, something like that. So immediately when I became a U.S. citizen, I was like, I'm getting my passport, and I was still a flight attendant too. So I was like, I want to get this passport like ASAP. I'm not playing games. And no, I wasn't able to do it only because I was a flight attendant. Like there's an actual way to do it on the site, and you can show them like your, that you booked a flight or whichever. But you can go on there and it will tell you, it will show you, it will give you options, and it will tell you what you'll need, the things that you need. Okay. But Thailand and Indonesia for sure, Panama is definitely places that you can bop around on a budget, for sure. Um, and you said, no, you haven't. No, you have not visited. And that's exciting. That's exciting too, to go someplace that you've never been, right? Awesome, awesome. But yeah, there's the link. Sign up for that class. All right. So you first want to make sure that your passport is valid and it's good for at least the next 4 years. Okay. I don't know why I said four, 3, 4, 5 years. I don't know. I don't remember how long passports are good for now. But make sure it's good for as long as. All right. That's one of the first things. First things. Then you want to do your research, right? You want to research, research, research. I always say this, right? Especially like now, which if you're on this live, you probably have noticed by now that there are a lot of people who are making the move, or who are considering, moving abroad, right? You'll probably notice that. But here's the thing though, you don't want to move somewhere just because everybody's moving there, or because it seems cool and whichever, and people are highlighting their life, living in a particular place. Okay. You want to move based on your priorities, your family's priorities, your family, the things that are important to you. If it makes sense, does it make sense, right? So you want to factor all the things, which we're going to get into some things in a second, right? So you want to factor like lifestyle, culture, flexibility, healthcare, housing, safety, right? If you are moving with children, schooling options, even if you plan on like homeschooling, stuff like that. What are the schooling options like? Okay. Um, uh, what do you call those? Homeschooling co-ops, stuff like that. What are those like? So you want to factor all of those things and make sure that it makes sense for you. Because a place that may be ideal for, for this family or for this solo person may not be ideal for your entire family, right? So you want to do your research. So number one, we talked about. I should have title this video maybe steps, 7 steps. But anyway, number one, make sure your passport is valid. Expedite your passport if you can. Get your passport, okay? Get the big book. If you can't, that's fine. But make sure your passport is valid, of course. You want to also set your date, right? Set your date. The thing about writing things down is it comes to fruition faster. It makes the dream become a reality faster. There are more chances that that dream will come faster. Write it down, put it on your phone, put it on your screensaver. I don't know. I put mine in my calendar. I was like, this is the date that we're leaving. And that's indeed the date that we left, or before, maybe a little bit before. But I was like, this is the day that we're leaving before. And we made it happen. So write it down, okay? Write the vision down and make it clear. All right. Now, after you've done your research and you figured out what country is the right fit for you, then you're going to research visa and legal requirements, right? You want to determine the visa options for your destination based on work. So ask yourself, are you going to be going for work, right? Write that down. Are you going to be going for work? Are you going to be studying? Okay. Are you retiring there? You want to check residency rules, right? Work permits, required documents well in advance, right? Tax implications, stuff like that. You want to understand that. Um, a lot of times I won't really get into like tax and stuff like that, but if you have a CPA, you can like talk to your CPA as well. But just understand the difference, like home and destination country. So, for example, if you're working maybe abroad, see how those taxes may affect you, or if you have a remote business, remote job, look into that. Okay. So visa options. We were talking about visa options. If you guys have questions, feel free to drop it in the chat. Okay. In the meantime, so determine the best visa options. So there are, I want you guys to know this, based on where you're going, there are countries who may offer, um, you know, I know a lot of people are moving right now to like teach and stuff like that. And a lot of times they will do the heavy lifting for you. They will take care of like all the legal processes with like the visas, the permits, the all of those things. So if you're going abroad to work with a company, they will usually 90 90 times out of 100, they're doing the heavy lifting for you with the visas and stuff like that. Okay. So you want to determine the best visa option for you. If you're going as a nomad, if you're working online, if you're working remotely, double check to see if that country has a digital nomad visa or a remote working visa, something like that, and see what the requirements are for that. Okay. Yes. Okay. Awesome. And also, another thing I want to talk about too, when it comes to working. So, a lot of people ask, usually country specific, but when it comes to like working abroad, so there are a lot of countries that they kind of limit the type of work that you can do. Uh, but be mindful though that there are some countries, excuse me, there are some countries that set up base, that have international base, okay, for international companies. So not just teaching, but you'll be able to work in like admin, like healthcare, stuff like that, with international companies abroad as well, who set up businesses abroad. So we're definitely looking into that to see if there are programs, to see if there's platforms, if there are platforms specific to that country of interest that you're moving to see if there are job openings in what field, and you can possibly apply prior to even going there so that they can do all the heavy lifting for you. Okay, that's a pro hack right there. All right, so we talk about checking residency and all of that. Research, research, research. The next thing, I think this is probably three now, is secure your finances, right? So I would say, even though if you have a job secured or you have income secured, still have a cushion, right? At least have a cushion. And there are people who move without having a cushion either, right? I would say have like 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. So figure out what that. Oh, by the way, I do have something that automatically calculates what you're currently spending, right? So you'll just like plug and play. You put in the numbers what you're currently spending, and it will automatically calculate what you'll be saving based on the country and based on the numbers that you plug in and stuff like that. You can get that in my Move Abroad toolkit. It's specific to Thailand, but it's still there. I should probably create a separate one so that you guys can get that. Just get it. But yeah, save at least maybe like 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses before. If you can't do that, that's fine, right? The goal is really to leave, but at least the most important thing is having that like income stream like set up, right? Having that income stream set up so you have this business, you have this remote business, you have this remote job, you have this job that you're going to do abroad. Okay. Um, yeah, like I said before, research the cost of living. So rent, what groceries going to cost you, what healthcare is going to cost you, and transportation. And um, the thing about healthcare is you can either get healthcare in that in that country specifically, especially if you feel like you're going to plant roots. But for somebody like Miss Erica, who said that she wants to go to Oh wait, I didn't see that. I didn't see your I didn't see your, let me post this. You currently live in Dallas, looking forward to traveling abroad soon. First up, Bali. Oh, that's awesome. Did you watch my interview the other day? When did you post this? Like 13 minutes ago. I'm sorry. I hope you're still here. Um, did you see that interview that I just did with Miss Lonnie Grant? I did that interview with Miss Lonnie Grant the other day, a couple days ago. She's currently living in Bali, and she went there without even. She's never been to Bali before. She has never been to Bali before, and God called her there, and now she's in Bali, just thriving. You guys, like you have to watch that interview. I did it. We did it like a couple days ago. I think I sent out an email as well with that information. It was an incredible podcast episode. Like she shared so much, her journey to, moving abroad, living in Bali, uh, you know, entrepreneurship, just all of that. All right. I think Bali is a good place. I think Bali is a great place for anyone to start out, especially if you're looking for that. If you're looking for therapy, okay, Bali is that place. So that's awesome. Awesome, awesome. I'm sorry I missed your your message. But yeah, what I was saying was, especially for someone like Miss Erica here, who plans on being a little bit nomadic and go here, Panama, Thailand, and Bali, you should definitely look into international health insurance that covers you in several countries. Okay, look for international, and that's what we did, and that's what we have, and it can be very affordable. So we have one that covers us in like, I think, I don't remember how many countries. I think like over 70 something countries. So if we're visiting here for a little bit, Vietnam, we plan on visiting Vietnam soon as well. It covers us there. So we'll just notify them, let them know, hey, we're traveling there, and it covers. So I think that's one of the best to do and one of the best to get. Okay, awesome. Yeah, so like I said, save 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. You never know. And also, when you're researching the cost of living, like the rent and groceries and all that, transportation, cost of living, double check for that city that you're moving to or the entire country, whatever, how their policies are in regards to deposit. So, for example, let's say the rent somewhere, the average rent somewhere is like $1,000, right? Based on the city that you're living in. Yes, you're going to calculate your rent, but factor in if they require like deposits and how many months deposit do they require? Do they require no deposit? Do they require 1 month deposit, 2 months deposit? Double check that. Okay. You want to double check that and include that in your cost. Include that in your move abroad cost. All right. If you guys are getting some gems so far, let me know, y'all. I'm so excited to be here live. Let me know, you guys, if you want me to come live more often, and maybe I'll try to do this once a week, maybe just for you guys. Oh, did I turn my monetization on? Wait a minute. Let me answer your question. Um, because I forget that sometimes I have to edit stuff. Hold on, I'm getting to your question, Miss Erica. Oh, that's great. I can see my live here. Okay. I forgot that I didn't put something in. All right, Miss Erica, let me put your question on the screen, and then I will get to your question in just a second. Okay. Let me just click this button because I don't know I will be off. Okay. think I fixed it. All right. So you said that you have sister locks. Hey, Mahalia. Hey. Hey, hey. So you have sister locks and you're concerned with who do my hair while traveling abroad. Yeah, that is a big concern. Now, what I will say is if you're traveling to like a country that, let's say it's a, because I don't know if I can say that word because I was on a short form platform earlier, y'all, and let me tell you, they're censoring everything. They're censoring everything, and I'm like, what in the world did I say? They restricted my life. If you are traveling to a country where most of the people look like you, and you know, this is kind of like a part of their culture, then you can you not you can you'll more than likely be able to find someone. Now if you're traveling to these parts of the world like Southeast Asia, you said you wanted to go to Thailand and Bali, Indonesia. So I found out recently that there are some people over here, y'all, some dope people over here that are braiding people's hair like crazy. You would think that it's one of us braiding our hair, like, and also locks. Okay, so man, I don't even remember the name of the place, but just look it up. But apparently Thailand have some people, okay, who can braid. So if you're looking for a good braid down, you can find that in Thailand apparently. And it's not one of us. It's the beautiful Thai ladies that are doing it. And locks too. So yeah. Bali, I'm not sure. I'm not so sure. I don't think I've come across. But the beautiful thing is in Bali, Bali has a lot of expats, and there are people who take their business over there, and you may find someone who does here. BLK in Bali. There's a group called BLK in Bali. It's not technically BLK, but you have to. It's the full word. You guys, I know. I'm just not trying to. I was on another platform, and that's probably what I said, and they said I said something. But BLK in Bali, if you're planning on going to Bali, like you said, there's a group, and you can connect with other like a whole bunch of other expats over there. Yeah, it's a great group. It's a fun group, and sometimes they do meetups, and they just have a lot of information too. So yeah, but I definitely understand your concern. And hey, Mahalia, you said you said finally caught your live. Hey, girl. Hey, I'm happy that you caught it as well. Happy that you are here. Happy that you caught it. Um. So, but yeah, that's definitely a big concern. I know for sure for people. Okay, I finally fixed my live. And I'm so happy this internet thing is working right because happy you caught it too. All right, so let me come back here. Um, yeah, so just do your research wherever you're going. Type in sister locks, the country, the city, and you'll be surprised. I think also because a lot of us are traveling even more and stuff like people in different cultures. They're learning the trade. They're learning how to do or hair. They're learning how to do or hair. I usually do my hair myself for the most part. Well, pretty much I do my hair myself, so I haven't really looked into it. But for the fun of it, I want to try out those people in Thailand, see how that goes. Yeah. Yep, yep, yep. So we talked about researching cost of living, including rent, groceries, healthcare. But can I just say something real quick about healthcare, international healthcare, y'all? It's like one of the best things that happened to us. When we compare international health insurance, especially the international health insurance that we have now, like for one, it costs less, okay, still for our entire family, and it's so fast. So we technically do not even pay copays. So we've used it in Bali, we've used it here in Thailand, and we get refunded for everything. Like there's literally no wait. No, no, there is a wait. like maybe 3 days. Okay, we'll file a claim, submit our medical report, and we get it back. We get back our money in like 3 days, you guys. So if there was any like medication or anything like that, uh, okay. So technically, there's not even a copay, right? You know, like in the U.S., it's like you have to pay this premium, this high premium, all of these things, and you have to meet a deductible or something. Then you have to do your copay. It's like, why are you paying insurance if then you still have to pay something when you go see the doctor? And then you still have to pay a certain amount per year out of pocket. Is that not a scam to you? That sounds like a scam to me, right? And so, yes, I had military insurance at one point because I served in the Air Force, but I still was paying for it because I was not active duty. I was a reservist. And so even with that, I've gotten screwed over, right? Like, for example, paying for our birth out of pocket. Anyway, um, what was this? That video with the lady in Bali was gems. I need your help. That interview was amazing, right? Yes. Yes, that interview was amazing. If you guys have not watched it, it's in my podcast playlist. I interviewed Miss Lonnie Grant, which she is in Bali right now. I look forward to going over there to do some content creation stuff as well with her, since she's just a hop, skip, and a jump away. But it was amazing. She shared her story and gave a lot of gems and advice. And you said you need my help. So also sign up for my Move Abroad class. Let me see if I can show this. Sign up for my Move Abroad waitlist. I have the link in the chat, right? Maybe I'll copy it and send it over again. But I'm doing a Move Abroad prep masterclass, right? So that you guys can have a more live interaction, like actually ask questions and stuff like that. And we'll dive deep and we'll go over like the steps and all the things. If you think you're getting gems here, you should sign up for the class. And I was even talking to Lonnie. She did a class yesterday. And I was talking to her, and she was like, "There's not enough of us doing it." I was telling her I was kind of skeptical about doing the class because I know, there's people right now who are doing lit classes and stuff like that. I typically am a more course person where I work with you one on one, do like coaching and guide you through, and I'm open to doing that too. And I was like, people are already doing it, and she was like, "No, there's not enough of us that are helping people to get out to do it," and that kind of gave me some confirmation as well. And I was like, okay, that's awesome. So let me do the class because I've gotten a lot of questions, some of the same questions about preps, how to prep to move abroad. And some we just don't know. Like if you've never done it before, if traveling is not a thing that you do often, you're not expected to know everything. Like some of the things that I may think about, you may not think about it, right? Like travel is something that I've done a lot. I've had to do too for work and stuff like that. So some of the behind the scenes thing that I may see, that I may know, um, you know, the average person may not think about that. So there is the link to that. And let me get to this. Mahalia says, "I want to set up a business so I can get out." Yes, girl. Yes. Um, Yeah, send me a message or something, email me or something like that, because that's one of the things. That's what I was saying earlier too. That's what I do. I help women launch their properly structured business or properly structure their businesses, launch their businesses, and turn that business idea into a profitable business. Like starting a business changed my life, y'all. Okay, let me tell you. I was able to quit my flight attendant jobs like earlier than I expected. But just for the fun of it, right? It's just, it's so rewarding. Like, I love the idea of having a job too. Like, having a job is great, it is a means to an end. Um, but also, being able to start a business can be so freeing, right? You're doing things that you're actually passionate about. Usually, most times when people start a business, they're either passionate about it or you're just passionate about the freedom and the flexibility, and that's okay too. That's okay too. If you're just passionate about the freedom and flexibility, right? Hopefully, you'll start a business that you're actually kind of sort of interested in. So there's that. Uh, Yeah, so message me, Mahalia. Where are you gonna message me? I don't know. Let me see if there's a link here that I can probably drop in the chat for if you wanna maybe apply to work with me or something, or if you have questions. Let's see. Okay, here's the link. It's you can book a chat with me too, you guys, if you want. I'm gonna send you the link. It's to book a chat if you prefer. If you prefer to possibly work with me one on one to help your move abroad, um, so that we can tailor your move abroad plan and help you make that dream into a reality. Okay, so I'll send that link if you guys prefer to work with me one on one. Answer a couple questions so I can get a feel of what you're hoping to do. And why is this thing not going through? Okay, I put the link there, but it doesn't want to go in the chat. I just want to go in the chat. All right, let me see the other responses. Want to get out. Okay. I'll figure out sending the link. I don't know why it's not sending. I have it in the chat, but it won't send. So either way, I'll put it in the description of this video, okay? A. Marie says, okay. A. Marie says, I'm new to your channel. What places have you lived? Have you dealt with changing citizenship? Great questions. So I was born and raised in Jamaica, so I lived in Jamaica most of my life actually. Then I migrated to the U.S., and the U.S. is pretty much the only place I've had like citizenship. So I got my citizenship eventually after moving to the U.S. And as far as living, I've only like stayed in Bali for like a long term and or short-ish, long-term-ish, and Thailand. So those are like the two main places that I've like lived outside of Jamaica and outside of America. So I hope that answers your question. In regards to changing citizenships, so outside of the American citizenship, right? When you move to a country too, because I'm not sure if this is what you're thinking, but when you move to another country, I just want you to know that you don't necessarily have to change your citizenship, or you don't have to necessarily renounce your citizenship. And by the way, Murray, thanks for being here. You said you're new to my channel. Thanks for being here. Be sure to subscribe, okay? If you are new here, thanks for stopping by and hitting that play button. Be sure to subscribe so that you may be notified when I post another video, when I go live, and all of the above. All right. And you don't necessarily have to change your citizenship to move in another country, to move in another or live in another country, right? You can either get temporary residency, you can get a long-term visa or a temporary visa or something. Or you can plan on getting dual citizenship too. It depends on the country. So they're all different. It depends on the country. It's all different, okay? And Mahalia says, you just did. Okay, awesome. Where did you? Okay. Also, let me see if okay, there's the link. I don't know why it was messing around. Here's the link if you want to apply directly to work with me. momsmovingabroad.com /info. It's a Calendly link. It's going to put you on a meeting, a calendar meeting, and we'll chat. We'll chat a bit, okay? We'll chat a bit and see if you're a good fit. But be sure to read the application too. Read through the application. Okay. Um, C-Dub says, hi, Shibivia, heading to work. I'm unable to stay and engage, but interested in your Move Abroad course. Okay, awesome. So there's the link. Yeah, join the wait list. So as soon as that next class comes up, that it's going to be a live class. But I actually put together an entire program. So that's more self-paced. So if you guys are interested in that as well, I don't want to overwhelm y'all with links. I don't want to overwhelm y'all with links in this chat. Okay. Um, But however, I will give you this one link. I think this is very important. This is a training. It's already done. It's a free training. It's basically a webinar. It goes over the top 3 mistakes keeping women stuck from moving abroad, how to avoid them, and simplify your process even if you've never traveled. Okay? You're going to learn the top 3 mistakes keeping women stuck, like we said before, and my step-by-step framework to move abroad with ease without the overwhelm, confusion, and feeling like you're doing it alone, right? So it just kind of like goes over that, help you prep for that. Okay, the training is already done, and I'll leave you with this last link. There you go. And at the end of that training, you'll learn a little bit more as well about how you can work with me and all those things. Okay. Okay, let me go up here. These are questions. Y'all are engaging today. Hey. Um, do I still do Airbnb? In a sense, yeah. I'm trying to pull out of I've pulled out of certain markets, and the goal is to do more international Airbnb. Okay, so I'm excited about that. Won't say too much on that. Oh, and then there's another question: do you still do Airbnb abroad? So yeah, I said that. Okay, Mahavia says I've already left twice. I've already wait. You already left twice? I think I need another continent. Where have you left twice? Where did you go? And Maria says, Maria says, thank you. I have subbed because I love to hear others that live and travel in other countries. It's a goal of mine. Oh, that's awesome. I'm happy for you. I'm glad that's a goal of yours. I think that everyone should experience life abroad. It doesn't matter where you're from. I feel like everyone should have that experience to go somewhere of interest. The reason being is because you get a different perspective, right, of life, of cultures, insights, experiences. Uh, you'll realize that we can really create our own reality, and what the certain standard of living in one place is not necessarily what has to be, right? Or it's not necessarily what is the right thing, right? So I think everybody should consider moving abroad, especially if you were born and raised or if you grow up in a place like the US, right? And I've lived there for a while, and I truly appreciate like all the experiences that I've had. So let me just say that, right? I appreciate the experiences, the opportunities, and all of that I've had along the way, the people that I've met. However, once I started leaving the US again, I was like, wow, like the some of the things doesn't seem normal again. It no longer seemed like it was normal after I started to really travel, and then that's when I started in my early 20s. That's when I started to want to travel all the time. I've always wanted to. I'm going on a cruise here. I'm like, okay, how can I take my next vacation days? I don't have vacation days, but how can I still leave? Um, you know, so yes, that's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And where do you plan on going, A. Marie? Because it's a goal of yours. And I see the heart. Okay. You've been to Panama and Costa Rica. Okay. Awesome, awesome. Costa Rica is amazing. Costa Rica is amazing. It's so funny, right? I did a random video the other day, or last year, actually, not the other day, on the TT platform, and I don't know where the people came from out of woodworks started finding that video, and they're just commenting on it, and that video is like slowly blowing up. It was on Costa Rica, like our experience there. I was talking about the food and how to beware of the food in Costa Rica in a good way, that the food will literally purge you. You will be purged eating the food in Costa Rica. Okay, it's just a different environment. I believe Costa Rica is a blue zone, like Japan. Like the food is just fresh, like almost like farm to table, pretty much. The food was just phenomenal, fresh, y'all. When I tell you that all of us were purged, my husband, my baby, myself, we were purged. Um, another sign. What? Hold on. Hold on, y'all. The book at the door. Oh, what book? Anyway, so yeah, Costa Rica. What about it?
You said what book?
But what? I don't know what's going on. Okay. Okay. A. Marie says, I have a desire to go to Croatia. I'd like to see places around the Mediterranean, then see Northern Europe. Awesome. Go for it. Go for it. Whatever your desires are, you can make it come to a reality or you can make it happen. Okay. So now let's continue. I don't want to get sidetracked too much. But as the questions come, y'all drop them in the chat. So we talked about research, get your passport ready, expedite it if you need to. We talked about how to expedite your passport. Uh, we talked about researching the visa requirements and all those things, work permits, secure your finances, save at least 3 to 6 months. This doesn't have to be to the book, y'all. I don't want you guys to feel like you have to have all of these things in place in order to move abroad because it may it may take a little bit longer than expected, but this is like ideal. This is what I recommend, okay? Also, open a multi-currency bank account or use services like Wise. Wise has like low fee international transfers. I personally as well use Wise. I strongly recommended it. Even in my move to Thailand guide, I have all of that in there. If you are able to open a local bank account in the country that you're moving to, if you're just like bopping around and stuff like that, you don't necessarily need to open a bank account like for every time you bop somewhere. Like you go here, you stop here, you open a bank account. But like something like Wise is good. The thing with Wise right now, when I got my Wise card, they were on the verge of shutting down, actually giving Americans the actual debit card for some reason. I think a lot of people have been applying for it, moving around. I don't know, but you can still get the account. So if you can't get the debit card, still apply for the Wise account, okay? Because with that, you'll be able to instantaneously transfer. Let me tell you, Wise is going to save your life. Please listen to me, okay? If you don't listen to anything else, listen to me. And just in case something happens with, let's say, your regular debit card or something like that for your bank, you want to have like a second type of debit card and or at least an account so you can instantaneously transfer money and convert money in like over I think 70 something countries, and you get like low fees too for ATMs up to a certain amount, and the fees lower to like convert money, so you can convert money from like US dollars, Canadian dollars to like over 70 something currencies or however amount of currencies, probably not that many currencies anyway, but and yeah, definitely use Wise for sure, or some type of international. But I think Wise is like the main one right now. That's really doing it. That's really doing that type of service. So also there are companies, there are businesses over here. So I know when we were in Bali last year, I remember we went to this restaurant and I think we thought they took cards and they didn't take cards and we didn't have like physical cash on us. And I think the part of Bali where we were at, we couldn't just like run to an ATM or something to pay them. And that's what saved us. The owner, well, with Wise, you can pay people directly, like bank transfer. You can pay people via bank transfer. So that's what I'm saying. It's good to have Wise. And we were able to, we were able to send them money via Wise to the bank account. And yeah, so also, let me see. I know somebody said something. Hold up. Mahalia says, I love what she said about living in family compounds in Bali because I don't want to live alone. Oh, so that stood out to you. That's awesome. Yeah, she's talking about the interview that I just did the other day with Miss Lonnie Grant, right? She was sharing her experience with how much it costs her to live. And she was talking about that living situation, which is a different type of living, like, not a lot of people are talking about this, but she was talking about living in family compounds and her experience with doing that. So, yeah, that's something to consider. You still kind of get like you still get that privacy. It's kind of like you think about it as like a guest house, right? But you get your privacy, your own like bathroom, room, little kitchenette, but it's on a family compound. And these people are more than likely going to be very nice and welcoming to you and will look out for you so you don't feel like alone, like you're just in this place by yourself. So, yeah, that's amazing. Here, when you draw from international ATMs, don't you get the lowest exchange rate automatically? Using Wise? We're talking about using Wise, international ATMs. Well, usually when you're abroad, the ATMs are going to be the from based on the local banks in the country. So the ATMs are going to be from the banks that are in the country, not necessarily international ATMs. Maybe there are some countries with international ATMs, but the ATMs are usually always tied to a bank. You know what I mean? Like ATMs are usually tied to a bank, and so that bank will charge their own fees. So when you go to take money out, they'll usually ask you, uh, they'll first of all usually be like an upcharge, like a margin, like a percentage upcharge, and plus the ATM fee for withdrawing the money. It really depends on where you are or where you're withdrawing the money from. And no, you don't automatically get the lowest exchange rate. And also in addition to those fees, your bank back in the US, they're going to charge you international fee unless you have, yes, WISE, WISE. Um, they're going to also have their separate fees. Your bank, your home bank, they're going to have their separate fees as well. It's usually small, or maybe you have a bank, or maybe they have based on your status or account details, they may not charge you international fees. I know some credit cards don't charge international fees, and also their conversion is better. So we've noticed that with certain credit cards, with certain of our credit cards, they the conversion is a lot better. It's like almost exactly what it's supposed to be comparing to other credit card companies. It's like a little bit higher. So I hope that answers the question. It's not automatic, but if you use Wise, um, it may be a little bit cheaper. Let me go up. My bank gives me a hard time about a second bank card. Oh, really? I wonder why. To have a backup, right? Yeah. Bank right. Let's see. Uh, if I can repeat what works. Oh, Wise. So you apply for it. You apply for Wise. If they're giving you the card, apply. Usually, it's best to get the card before you leave, right? So you apply for it. If they're giving the card out, get the card. If not, still get the account. You're welcome, C-Dub. Still get the account, okay? Still get the account because it's going to be helpful. And you'll be able to see conversions. You'll be able to see how much in this currency, that currency, you can pay people, send people payments. You can send yourself payments if you need to. Okay. All right. Get Wise. All right. So the next thing is we talked about getting your passport ready, making sure that you have it up to date, right? Just a recap really quickly. Make sure you get your passport up to date. You can get it expedited. We talked about how to do that. Go on to the website, set the appointment, and follow the instructions. Go there, you can get your passport back the same day. I've done it, so this is not theory. I'm not just saying it based on people that I've heard said it. I've actually done it myself and was able to get my passport the same day. The same day. They told me come back 3 hours, came back 3 hours, got my passport in hand. All right? Okay. Research visa and legal requirements for where you're going, based on where you want to go. Research where you want to go, why you want to go there. First of all, why you want to move abroad. Uh, I'm probably sure you're going to find like 10,000 reasons why, but still write those reasons why, because that will help you to narrow down where you want to go. That will help you narrow down where you want to go. So you want to narrow that down where you want to go, and then when you narrow that down, look at the legal requirements, visa requirements, working visas, all of those things, residency rules, secure your finances. Okay, have something saved. If you don't have anything saved, pro hack right here, and you're not gonna believe how easy this is to get your savings up. Okay, you're not gonna believe how easy this is. Sell everything. Sell everything. Okay, you're gonna have to let go of some stuff. You're gonna have to let go of some stuff. If you're thinking about moving abroad, that means that you are letting go. You're starting. Think about it as this: you're starting anew. You're starting afresh. So you can't take everything with you. You have to let go of some stuff. There's, especially if you've lived somewhere, you've been living somewhere for years. I can guarantee you right now. Man, we've been on for an hour, huh? I can guarantee you right now that there are a lot of things that you've accumulated that you don't even need, right? So don't start with putting stuff in the storage. Start with selling it, please, because you're gonna start putting everything in the storage, and you're not even gonna see. You're not even gonna know what's in storage. So start selling stuff. Facebook Marketplace. When I tell you when we were moving abroad, Facebook Marketplace was our best friend, and we sold everything on there. The last day, the only thing that was left to sell is a carpet, which we didn't want to sell that because um, I don't remember why. I think with our baby, we wanted him to still have the carpet or something like that. Was our carpet and a mattress because we wanted to be able to sleep on our mattress until the last day. Because like I'm not sleeping on this floor, or a mattress, a carpet, and maybe something else. And the day that before the Uber picked us up to leave, hubby took it to the dumpster, and that was it. Okay, people, you'll be surprised what people are willing to buy. Put everything on Facebook Marketplace. Everything. Put everything on there. Okay, people will buy it. Trust me. So yeah. Okay. So we talked about that. You're welcome. Do you have a referral code for Wise? Does it work like Cash App? I do have a referral code for Wise. Referral code. Let me find it for you. Thanks for asking. Where did I put it? I probably put it here. I do have a referral code. Yeah. While I find that referral code, I'll drop it in the chat for you. It kind of works. Yes, it actually does work like Cash App, actually. Because for example, like my husband has it, and sometimes it's messing up on my end, or like if I'm trying to send money, and sometimes randomly it will be like, oh, it's gonna take longer than what it usually does. Usually it works instantaneously, we'll send it, but sometimes it'll be like, oh, today it's gonna take 3 days. We'll just sometimes use my husband's, or sometimes he'll, even though we have like same accounts or whichever, um, he will, send it over. So yes, it does work like Cash App. That's what I love about it. When I tell you like why Wise has saved us many times over, I can't even tell you. So sure, let me find the link and I'll put it in the chat. Where is it at? Okay, anyway, um, I'll find it for you in a second. Hold on. Also, by directly. Amazon took my money, never sent the book. Also, am I able to buy your Airbnb book directly? Amazon took my money but never sent. The book said they were out of stock. Oh, the book can't be out of stock. How did that happen? Is that right? I have to double check. I don't that no. They what I use is I don't know if that's thing there because what I use is a what the Amazon Kindle, so they publish the book like on demand and send it. So double check. Definitely email Amazon. If you bought it from Amazon, um, I'm not able to see the whole to see that. You know, if they didn't send it to you or not. Usually, automatically they should send it to you once you. So definitely reach out to Amazon if you can prove that you bought the book from them and they said that. That shouldn't be. They should refund you then. If they're saying that it's out of stock, which it shouldn't be because it's from Amazon Publishing, uh, then yeah, they'll refund you. Okay. All right. Holly said, I second that suggestion. Bless you. Yes, you're welcome. Molly says, no storage. No storage. Yeah, girl. I did not get no storage. I'm like, I don't want to have any extra bills, no crazy ties. Like, if I haven't been using it, it's okay. I can start over. If I'm coming back for whatever reason to settle, then we'll just get new stuff or something. But more than likely, it will just be probably short term where you're just staying. We're just staying like maybe at an Airbnb or something like that. A. Marie says, before I go to my next point, um, okay, I'm going to be at number 3. We're going to talk about plan housing and accommodation next, okay? But in the meantime, A. Marie says, off topic, do you share your coaching fee for starting a new business? Um, yeah, so do you apply? Apply to work with me and we'll chat. Because some clients that I work with, they're at different, phases and stuff like that, and may require a certain level of um, support. So it just really depends on the level of support and all of that. But just apply, and we'll chat, and we'll talk about it. But congrats for wanting to start your new business. Yep, I think everybody should consider starting a business or a side hustle, something. Okay, but we'll chat. Yeah, just see the. I don't know if you want to chat about it again. Just double check if they actually took the money out of stock. Yeah, double check if they actually took your money. Okay, but try again because I'm not. Sorry, but I'm not shipping books all the way from here, Thailand. Or you can get the e version. If you want the e version, I can send you the e version link if you want that. You don't care about the money, you just want the book. LOL. Okay. Well, I appreciate your support as well. Um, are you okay with the e-copy? Because I can send you a link for the e-version versus the book where you instantaneously get it. So let me know if you want that. Do you want the ebook? You can print it out too. It's like the e-pages. Let me know and I'll drop that in the chat for you so you can get it. And you can just save the link. Because I have that version too. Yeah. All right. In the meantime, so we're going to talk about plan housing and accommodation, right? Decide whether to rent short term before committing to a long term lease, or if you know for sure, okay, you definitely want to be here for like a year, then you can by all means do like a long term lease. But I would say kind of scout out, especially if you've never been to a place before, scout out the area, maybe just book an Airbnb for a couple of weeks, connect with a realtor even prior to let's see, there's another. Okay. Okay, send you the link. Okay, I'll send the link here in the chat, okay? In just a second. And also, I was supposed to send y'all the WISE link, okay? All right, give me a second. Connect with the realtors. So there are Facebook groups. there are Facebook groups that um, there are Facebook groups out there that do listings, places for rent everywhere. Okay, so look into those Facebook groups and you'll be able to connect with a realtor. You'll see their listings and you'll be able to reach out to that realtor and say, hey, I'd love to connect with you. This is my date. This is when I'm planning on coming here. I'd love to connect with you prior to, and I when I get here this date, I would love to start looking at things. I want to get things off the ground and I want to start looking at houses or condos or apartments or whichever. Okay, I'm trying to find move to Thailand. Okay, that will have that. Trying to find the link for you guys. Okay, so connect with realtors. All right. Oh, and that's what I was saying. Book something short term so that you can scout the area out, or maybe even book Airbnbs in a couple areas. So maybe like booking an Airbnb for a week in this area based on your interest. You know, you probably have a couple areas in mind, and then book an Airbnb for like a week or so in another area. You can scout out the area and see if that's somewhere that you want to go before committing to like a long term lease. Okay. Research the neighborhoods, of course, for safety, amenities, access to public transportation. Okay. So if you're going somewhere that where you're not going to buy a car or you're not going to rent a car. Mahali says, what's the name of the book? The book is called The B&B Boss Basics. I'll send you guys the Amazon link. B&B, actually, it's right here. I'll send you guys a link since you guys want it. Just give me a second. It's right here. Yeah, here it is. Hold on, you guys. Let me just give you the link to this. Oh, this link is long. Wait, who really? Mm-mm. Who gave me that 2-star? I had 5 stars for years. Somebody just recently come up there, gave me 2-star. 2 stars, don't do that. Mm-mm-mm. Anyway, there's the link to the Amazon, and then if you want the e-version, I'll send you that link as well in a second. Hold on, you guys. All right, so yeah, you're gonna connect with realtors, right? Connect with realtors, and okay. Also, join expat groups. Join expat groups, forums, so that you can find like trusted realtors. You can learn more before you go to a place, right? So plan. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see if I have it in the right questions. Oh, the book is called The B&B Boss Basics. Did I say that? The book is called The B&B Boss Basics. The B&B Boss Basics. Did I send that link to you guys? Yes, I sent the Amazon. I sent the Amazon link. Okay, you guys, I cannot multitask. Okay, so I don't want this live to be way longer than it needs to be. I'm gonna send you the WISE link in a second too. I actually just pulled it up here, so let me send you the WISE link. But there's the Amazon link for that as well. And let me send you the WISE link. Almost have it. Now that I'm going through this ebook, this is a good ebook. Okay, here it is. Here's the link. Okay. Copy. Let me put the link in the chat for you guys. This is for the WISE, okay? Okay, there it is. That should take you to WISE. All right. Let me know if that works. And then Mahalia says, I think that expats should seek out ways to volunteer in the new community. It promotes goodwill. That's a great point. That's a great point. There are ways to volunteer for sure. And even Lonnie was talking about it too, that she kind of like was volunteering and doing ministry. And she was actually in Thailand for 2 months and she was pretty much just like volunteering and stuff and doing ministry. And she was able to stay in Thailand for 2 months. There's also programs called, oh my gosh, I can't remember the program off the top of my head, but it is a program where you can volunteer and you get to stay in a place for free. You're volunteering. You volunteer to do like what is the word? Human support missions, and you're able to usually stay somewhere as well. But yeah, most importantly, it promotes goodwill. That's a great point, Mahalia. Why is this thing stuck here? Okay, there we go. So I gave you guys the WISE link, right? You have the WISE link. You have the, for those of you who are asking, um, you have the BNB link, and somebody wanted the actual link to the BNB. So I'll see if I can send that in a second, and then we'll keep going. I have about 7 points, so I'm at I think 3 or 4 right now. So we are almost there. We are almost there. Okay, but this is very fun for me. Let's see, it's asking me for this code. This is very fun for me. So as you guys have questions, drop them in the chat. I can't talk today. Hold on. Okay. I'm just gonna send this last link, and I think that's pretty much it. Everything else, I have like my links in the description of this, so you can get the virtual copy here. Okay. So it's the BNB Boss Basics, How to Start an Airbnb Business. Okay. Now this is a book, but it does have lots of value. Okay. Lots of gems. It will actually help you automate the process and stuff like that. But of course, some people prefer an actual course. So I have an in-depth course, which oh, I'm missing all of these comments. I'll get to those comments in a second. Oh my goodness. I'll get to the comments in a second. So for those of you who are actually interested in an actual course, right, you'll have access to that too. I'll drop it in the chat, and I think it will be in my description. So You guys should, if you're interested in actually starting an Airbnb business as well, watch one of my most recent podcast interviews too with one of my previous clients. Uh, I've worked with him for in a couple of my programs. I feel like I have it here. In a couple of my programs, my business credit and funding and structuring program, and also my B&B Airbnb business program. And he killed it. Now he's about to have like 8 doors, and prior to that, he's like doing like 10K months for just one property. You should just watch the full podcast episode. I didn't even know that he was doing all of that, y'all. By the way, so because we were supposed to catch up. I was supposed to catch up on his journey. He keeps me up to date. He's always messaging me like, "Hey, thank you. Here's what I've done. Here's what I'm doing." He used to be a cybersecurity analyst, something fancy. He had a super fancy job with Chase, right? But he felt like he wasn't getting paid his worth and stuff like that. And he's out here doing Airbnbs, y'all, making money in his sleep. He's implemented strategies, and of course, he did a lot of the work himself. Like he implemented the work, right? He did the work. He didn't just take the coaching, uh, the one-on-one coaching, or just watch the courses and did nothing with it. He actually took action. Um, and also, okay, he also says he can't thank me enough, right? With how deep my course goes, with actually how to automate the business, how to do the business, all of that. And he's doing well. So anyway, if you guys are interested in that type of structure, like the actual course itself. Oh, and also this course, y'all, I did not mean to sell this on here, but you asked for it. Okay, somebody, who was it? CW, yeah, you kept asking me about Airbnb and if I'm still doing it, and the book and the course and all that, or the book. So since you brought it up, you can actually get this course for as low as $36 right now. The reason is because you can use Afterpay. Afterpay, one of those flexible payment options, and get in. So yeah, I'll leave that for you as well if you want it. You can use Affirm, Klarna, Afterpay, y'all. So if you're interested in doing Airbnb, then yeah, look at it. But definitely watch that interview. I think it's very inspiring to learn how you can go from to just be determined, right? To go from this and to set out that this is what you want to accomplish and accomplish it. So that's what I want you guys to get out of the podcast episode. And it's been 2 years. I remember when he first joined my course, he was like, "Hey, I hope I hope in the future, I'll be able to possibly come on your podcast episode and say that I did this, say that I was able to quit my job." And lo and behold, see, he put it in writing, write the vision down and make it plain. So for those of you who want to move abroad, write the vision down and make it plain. He wrote it down, he made it plain, and everything that he said he was going to do, he did it. All right. So that's the link to the actual course. And I think that course comes with, you get one bonus one-on-one with me. I think still, I think. Okay, so let's see what this says. Thank you to all. Off to work. What's the best way to reach you? Thanks, farmers. Okay, farmers. Yeah. I heard of a program called WAFN. I think they have locations around the world that offer free stay for labor. Yeah, there are actually a couple of programs like that. I can't think of the names on the top of my head right now. But if you type it in, you'll find it. You'll find free stay for like labor, stuff like that. And of course, there's like trusted house sitters. So shout out to Stephanie as well. Some time ago, I watched her video and she shared that program, and I was like, "Oh, there's a thing." And I did my first house sit too last year, which was kind of cool. But yeah, trusted house sitters is one way. You can sign up. There is a membership, and you can house sit for people or pet sit or whichever, and stay, in their property for free all over the world. Actually, a girl that I was on live with on my TT platform yesterday, Miss Manifest UGC, she did her first house sit. You know where she did her first house sit at? In Dubai for 2 months. she never house sat before, and she did her first house sit in Dubai. So go figure. But yeah, I definitely signed up for trusted house sitters, and I'm still kind of like looking at things, especially now that we're going to Vietnam in a bit. I'm kind of like, I haven't done enough looking, but I'm gonna look on there to see if there's any like. But maybe we won't because we just want it to be more of a relaxing vacation, and just going to the beach and not really have a schedule for, unless it's just house sitting the house, like the plants, maybe a cat that like selfies and stuff like that, maybe. But we want it to be like a relaxing family vacation. So, but that's a great point, A. Marie. Thanks for sharing that. And you said spend a day in the fields, spend a day in the rice fields. Yeah, I mean, um, oh, it's WWOOF. Okay, yeah. It's common, like working in the rice field and stuff is common in like Bali, Indonesia. A lot of people make their living like that. She says we're trying to get out. Yeah, send the link to the course. Yep, the link to the course is there. Mahali says yes. Stephanie Perry. Yeah, I've seen her videos. She's awesome. Okay, okay. Next on the list, I think I sent you guys everything that you asked for, right? My Wise link, the Airbnb link you guys asked for. Um, Look at y'all. I didn't have to sell anything. Y'all just asked me for it. And you have it. Okay. Now let's get to the next point. So we talked about planned housing and accommodations. Join groups, join Facebook groups, join expat groups. Okay. Wherever you're moving to, join those groups. Again, just rent for a quick while, Airbnb, scout out the area, research safety, amenities, stuff like that, access to public transportation. So not every country is going to have certain transportations, right? They may not have train, whichever. See how far it is to, let's say you're moving somewhere with like trains, like where I live has like the BTS system, stuff like that. I wouldn't want to live too far to where it's like, even if I have to take like public transportation, like a Grab bike or something like that to get there, I wouldn't want to live too far where it would be like maybe 30 minutes to just get to the BTS. You know what I mean? So you want to look at that. And if you're not driving, how far are grocery stores and stuff like that there? Also, if they are far and you don't want to go, um, lost my train of thought. If you don't want to go, are you able to order online? Are you able to order those things online? Okay. Next, number five. Number five is prepare for healthcare. So if you're just joining, I talked about getting your passport already. I shared how you can get your passport ASAP. Go to the official website, book your appointment. You can get your passport same day. It's not theory. I've done it. Okay. I've done it, got my passport in 3 hours. Okay. So it can be done. Research visa and legal requirements. We talked about that. Securing your finances, research the cost of living, rent, groceries, healthcare, transportation, if you need security deposits, planning, housing, accommodation, think about safety, joining expat groups, all of those things. Prepare for healthcare and insurance. Okay, check if you need private health insurance or if the country offers public health insurance. I think I've probably talked about that before. But you can get your own private health insurance, like I talked about. We use a private international health insurance, and it's amazing. Like we've never had problems with it. When I tell you, I wish we had this in the US. Like I wish. I already sent the link if you didn't see it. The link to the course is at the top. It's the B&B Boss Basics. I wish I had this health insurance in the US, y'all. When I tell you, they're so amazing. Like when we were in Bali, you guys. Okay, when we were in Bali last year, unfortunately, unfortunately, I got Bali belly like the third day. Okay, the first time I went to Bali, I was there for like a whole month, right, or something, and I never had Bali belly, right? Now this can happen due to how they may not wash the food properly, stuff like that. Or it's not that they don't wash the food properly, y'all. It's just the water. The water is a little bit different in Bali. Anyway, it doesn't matter if you wash your hands. You can't really tell how the food is prepared a lot of times. So anyway, by the second day, I had Bali belly, and I had to call a there was a clinic, and I was able to WhatsApp. And that's what I love about these parts of the world. I was able to just WhatsApp, talk to the doctor directly, and the doctor sent out a nurse, and she came and infused me with like uh, probiotics, vitamins, IV, bedside service, y'all. She pulled up at our villa or apartment, bedside service, you guys, and everything cost like a hundred and something US dollars, and I submitted the medical report and everything to them, and we got our money back in like 3 days. And that total cost was, I think I said it already, a hundred and something dollars. But here's the kicker. We had only signed up for the insurance because remember, we had just got to Bali. We had signed up for the insurance the day before. And they reimbursed us more than it was a little bit, a couple dollars more than what we actually paid for the insurance. And I feel like we probably used it more than what we probably paid into it. But that's the benefit of having international insurance, is what I'm saying. You definitely want to have some type of international insurance when you're traveling abroad because it's just worthwhile, especially if you're gonna get your money back versus paying out of pocket for everything and not getting your money back. Like who doesn't want to get their money back? You know what I mean? So yes, consider global health insurance. We talked about that. Um, bring essential medical records if needed, prescriptions, stuff like that. Like certain medications too may not be available. So you want to, that's why I say you want to look into that, look at the healthcare and all of that. Sort out your work and income. So you want to secure your remote work, like we talked about, right? Whether that's going to be freelancing, you can freelance. You can freelance, do whichever. You can sign up for freelancing platforms and you can monetize your expertise. What are you an expert at? What are you getting paid currently at your job to do? You can sign up for platforms that allows you to use your creativity and get paid for those things. Or employment in your destination country, like we talked about that. Depends on the country that you're going to. Employment may be limited, but depends on the country. They may have programs, international programs for you. Okay, they may have international programs for you. Mahalia says, or digestive system is delicate. Is delicate the word? Possibly, or not used to certain things too. It could be not used to, you know, certain foods, or maybe certain the freshness of certain foods. I've heard people say that when they've gone abroad for a while, that's Italy, wherever, and they've eaten the food for a while. My husband was telling me this, yeah, his friend. They went to Italy to study or something like that abroad or something, and they came back to the U.S. Y'all, they were eating and they were just sick from eating the foods after they came back to the U.S. because your system got so used to the higher quality of food. I would say higher quality of food because you know that a lot of American foods are actually banned in certain countries, right? Y'all know that, right? There are certain foods that are banned. American foods are banned. What's this? Are banned in certain countries. So go figure. Go figure. Okay. Certain countries in like Europe and even like like Southeast Asia, they use like fresh ingredients. Like it's a lot of farm to table experience that you're getting. Yeah. So, secure your work, employment, research remote jobs. You can find remote jobs and remote jobs that does not necessarily only require you to work in the US. You want to double check and make sure that it's not just the US, or if they'll allow you to travel abroad and work and not just tailor to your state. Okay, so just because it's a remote job doesn't necessarily mean that you can work remotely internationally. So double check that. And if you're starting a business, research the legal requirements, tax obligations, stuff like that. Most times, I don't want to talk taxes because I'm not a CPA, tax expert, or anything like that. Definitely um, speak with your attorney, CPA, or just like kind of like do your own research. Do your own research on that. But chances are you're gonna pay taxes if you started a business, right? Let's say you started a business in like Texas, you're gonna still be paying business taxes, right? In Texas, doesn't matter that you move abroad, you still have a registered business in Texas, and if your business is making money, or in Georgia or whatever state you live in, if that state, well, maybe income taxes that some states don't have or whichever. But if it's business, yeah, so look into that. Diversity or diversify your income streams and maintain financial stability. Stability, like I said, figure out a way that you're going to be making money. If you have investments and you can live off your investments, okay, great, that's one thing. And also figure out ways that you're going to generate income. And like I said, freelancing, business, remote work, okay? And number six, two more. So number six, number seven, or this is probably number seven, number eight, whichever. Adapt to culture and lifestyle. So learn the basics of the local language, okay? That will help with daily interactions. Let me see what I'm missing out of here. I'm going to talk about that. So your son, Miss Mahali says, your son said that about Italy. Wow. Yes. Yep. There are certain foods that America's food can't touch certain parts over there, okay? That's how you know it's bad. Um, he did a semester there. What did he noticed the oh, he said the food was amazing. Yeah. The food in Italy is fresh. Fresh, fresh, fresh. Fresh, fresh, fresh. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So learn the basics, the local language, you guys. Let me tell you, I made it a priority to teach myself certain things. Earlier, I was on my TT live and I was showing the people that now I know how to say certain things like in Thai, right? Because I got tired of learning how to ask how much something is. So I would ask, how much is this? Because I know how to say that in Thai. Don't lie, something like that. Don't lie. Like, anyway. So I know how to ask how much something is, and I never really learned how how to say the cost, right? For example, like 10 baht, 20 baht, 30 baht, 100 and something baht. I never really learned that. But I would still ask how much it is. And so obviously, if I'm saying it in Thai, they're going to tell me back in Thai. But sometimes they will tell me in English. And so I made it my priority to learn the stuff. So now I know Sitbat, Sambat, Seabat, Samsitbat, actually, whichever. Anyway, so now I can kind of like make out if they say Loy, whichever Loy before whatever I know they're saying 100 and something. Loy Samsitbat. I know they're saying like 130 baht. So now I made it a priority to kind of learn, you know, learn it as much as possible. Thai is not the easiest to learn, okay? But I made it a priority to like learn the basics. Also, let me tell you, basics. Um, how to say turn left, like my address, like my house number. I know how to say it in Thai, just in case of emergency or whichever. I know how to say my house number, my road number, turn left, turn right. What is this? Certain things. So I've been learning Thai. I don't know a lot. I'm still learning, and I know that I have a lot to learn. But whenever I can guarantee you, whenever I go out to a market, I can have at least the most basic interaction, like what this is, how much this is. Um, I would like this amount of something, this amount of water, a bottle of water, or something like that. I remember once I was so proud of myself the other day. I went to the market and I said no English. I said no English. I literally asked the lady, I told the lady that I wanted one water, please, how much it is. And I was like, I just did that. I just had a whole conversation with this lady. It was simple, basics, but you know what I mean? You want to learn the basics of like the everyday interaction. Also, don't fret. Don't fret, okay? If you don't know the language, if it's kind of hard, like a language like Thai, Google Translate. Google Translate will be your best friend. Also, wait, see if I'm missing that. Even the gas station food was top notch. Right, right. It's kind of like that here too. Like the 7-Elevens over here. Have you all heard of the 7-Eleven too? And the 7-Elevens over here too, you will order like something, pre-packaged like a sandwich, and they will warm it up for you. They're like, do you want it warmed up? And not just warm it up, they'll put it in like a special thing, not just like microwave. So yeah, I love that. But anyway, Google Translate. Let me tell you why you want Google Translate. In certain countries, right? In certain countries, the ingredients, the title of the thing, and all those things will be in the local language sometimes, right? Especially like these parts of the world. You can use Google Translate. They have a feature now, right? They have a feature now. I don't know if you guys can see it, but they have a feature now where it says camera. I don't know if you guys know this. I don't know if you can see. Let me plug this out. They have a feature now where it says camera. Anyway, you hit camera, right? You hit camera, you can take a picture and you tell it what you want to, how you want to translate it from Thai to English, from English to Thai. And it will translate everything on that package for you. So Google Translate is going to be your best friend. And again, just learning the basics. Learn how to say hi, hello. Learn how to say how are you? I'm doing fine. What's your name? Okay. Let me see if I can practice. Let me see if I can practice. I haven't done this in a while. Sawadee Shenshin Shai Kunsabadi Mai Wani. I think that's saying hi, but a lady told me that I don't need to say Kunsabai Di Mai. She said I can just say Di Mai Wani. Sabai Di Mai Wani. Sabai Di Mai Wani. Basically, I'm saying Sawadi, Shenshin Shai is my name is Shai. Sabai Di Mai Wani. How are you today? This is a Thai class. But yeah, I made it a point of duty to kind of like learn the basics so that I can at least do that. And when I tell you that people appreciate when you make the effort to learn the local language and not go there expecting that they should just understand what you're saying in English, because English is like a common language, but you have to keep in mind that you are now in a foreign country and that is not the local language. English is not the local language, right? If you indeed are in a country where English is not the local language, don't go with a sense of what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word. Oh, entitlement. Don't go with a sense of entitlement, thinking that people just should know English. You should know the language, okay? And if you don't, use Google Translate and just be polite, but at least learn how to say hi, hello, how are you? Okay. Um, Ms. Mahalia says the camera translates awesome. Yes, it translates. It's like the best thing since sliced bread. Okay, the best thing since sliced bread. Um, so research cultural norms, etiquette, because I think I learned that you shouldn't wave with your left hand or something like that. It's like disrespectful. So just make sure that you're not doing anything crazy and people think that you're being disrespectful, right? The etiquette, the laws to avoid misunderstandings and connect with other expat communities and locals so that you can build a support network. Also plan for long term and just stay flexible, right? Have an emergency fund backup plan just in case unexpected changes, hopefully not, and keep digital copies of important documents. Okay, so y'all, this is like a quick masterclass. I'm happy that I was able to do this. So if you caught this live, that's amazing. It's like a quick masterclass of some of like the important things that you want to consider when moving abroad, right? So have an emergency, and I go a lot further, obviously. I mean, of course, in my masterclass, and you guys can actually like ask questions. Um, Digital copies of important documents, passports, visa, health records, just in case. So, digital copy, you want to save it to Google Drive. So, take pictures of the main part of your passport just in case you lose your passport and you may have to visit the US passport consulate in a country. A lot of countries, certain countries will have like a consulate that you can go to in person and go and at least show them whichever. Save it to a Google Drive so that way even if you lose your phone, your laptop, whichever, it's in Google Drive. It's in the clouds. You can get access to it. So have digital copies for all those things: your social security cards, your your passport, all those things. Maybe even your ID, right? Like your driver's license or something. Have that, okay? Um, Mahali says, "Have you checked out Malaysia yet?" No, I have not checked out Malaysia yet. I think we're supposed to go this year. And yeah, that's the goal. That's why I wanted to move over here too, because I have quite a few countries on my list over here that I want to go to. Mostly Malaysia and Vietnam. Mostly Malaysia and Vietnam. Definitely on my list. Okay. I've done Japan, South Korea, but I haven't spent a lot of time. Not that South Korea is really like southeast, but um. So we talked about that. Ah, I think that's it. I think that's it on the list, right? So let me just refresh really quickly before I get into any other questions. So we talked about how to prepare to move abroad. If you're planning on moving abroad, you guys, anytime this year and the next 2 years, you want to write this down. Okay, you want to consider these things. Make sure that your passport, because we don't know what's going to happen. See, things are being freeze with this, feds that, powering this, which like y'all know. I don't want to say too much on here, but get your passport ASAP. Also, is anybody on here a federal worker? Because the news is saying that you have until February 8th to decide if you want to, if you don't want to return in person, if you are working remotely, uh, if you don't want to return in person, I said that before, right? You have the option to exit and you have until February 8th. But here's the kicker with that. The kicker is you will get paid up to like September. You will be getting paid. So these workers are getting paid. They'll have the opportunity and the option to get paid from February to September. So they can quit and maintain their benefits, health insurance, and get full pay until September. Now, if that is not a sign, if you're watching this video now or in the future, if you're watching this video now or in the future and you are one of those workers and you've been wanting to move abroad, this is probably your sign and your opportunity. Like imagine being able to get paid and not show up for work all summer. You can literally book a flight and still get paid and just enjoy your life before you even start thinking about applying for a job. But of course, you want to apply for a job ASAP. So yeah, that's the news. That's the latest that I've heard as of yesterday. So I don't know if things changed, but apparently that's what's happening. Federal workers have the option to decide to exit because they don't want to return um, in the office. They want to continue to work remotely, whichever, and they can continue to get paid. So that's, I think, going to be a game changer for a lot of people who have been thinking about exiting. Yep. All right. So A. Marie says, passport ready. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And she has the big book. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, girl. I was like, I'm getting this big book. What? I can get a big book? I'm getting the big book. So congratulations. Congratulations. So got your passport. You got your passport. You can expedite the process. We talked about that. Research the countries that you have interest in. Okay. Ask yourself why you want to move abroad first of all, and why you want to move to that country. Does that country have is my light falling or is just my eyes playing tricks on me? Make sure that that country have what you're looking for, right? And again, ask yourself why you're looking to move abroad and research, determine the visa options for you. Because those things change. Visas, all those things change. Sometimes they'll come out with new visas. Sometimes they may not have that visa available. So you may be hearing about one type of visa all these time, and then by the time you go to apply for it, it's different. So you want to make sure that you're up to date. You are up to date with the visa options. Make sure that you're also going to the official country's website, the official consulate, because blogs and stuff like that can have mixed information, outdated, all of that. You want to go to the official consulate, whether that .org, whatever .th, whichever. Make sure it's the official website to make sure you're getting the up-to-date information. Okay, you can also sometimes work with a visa agency sometimes, but you want to make sure that it's like a reputable visa agency as well. Check residency rules, work permits, and any required documentation just to make sure that you'll be good. Understand your tax implications in your home country. Secure finances. Try to have some type of backup savings, 3 to 6 months. If you don't have it right now, sell everything, and you'll be surprised how much money you can make just from selling all your stuff. Maybe selling your car. And yes, you can still sell your car even with a car payment. You can sell your car with a car payment, okay? So you're gonna find like a dealership and all of that, and yeah, it's kind of like a process, but you just find a dealership that's willing to do it, and but you can sell your car with a car payment, and maybe you can get back something or maybe not. But research the cost of living, including rent, if you're gonna need deposits. Research what groceries cost, the healthcare, transportation, plan your housing, connect with a realtor from like a Facebook group, a wherever, right? Expat groups or Facebook will also be your best friend. You will see the listings. So let's say you're moving to Mexico, go to Mexico Expat or Realtor or Mexico Housing for Realtors, whichever. Just type it in Facebook, and your groups will come up. Okay, and you'll be able to connect with the realtor before you go there. Let them know your intentions of moving abroad, and a good realtor will, keep up with you and follow up with you. And as soon as you get to that country, that destination, you can hit the ball running because you already connected with the realtor prior to your arrival. You already built this relationship. As soon as you get to the country, you can start looking at places, okay? Because you've already connected with a realtor. That's actually, and a lot of these things that I'm sharing with you guys is because, this is something that we've done, okay? Um, this is something that we've done and it worked out really, really well for us. So do that, research the neighborhoods, the safety, the amenities, public transportation, all of that. We talked about all of that. Join expat groups, forums, find trusted local real estate agents before you get to your location. If you're new here, hi, hello, y'all. You guys are somewhat late, but it's okay. You can watch the replay. It's all right. And prepare for healthcare and insurance. Check your needs, private healthcare insurance. See if the country offers it, the type of health insurance that they offer, how it is. See if you need private health insurance. Consider global health insurance. That covers you in several countries, especially if you plan on bopping around the world. Bring essential medical records, prescriptions, stuff like that. Also, quick hack: always travel with probiotics. And even when that Bali incident happened to me, I was taking probiotics religiously, but activated charcoal as well. That nurse that came to our villa, she ended up also giving me activated charcoal, as well as, she infused me with like probiotics and vitamins and stuff like that. That saved the day. Okay. But travel with activated charcoal and probiotics. Okay, and then sort out your work, income, all of those things, business, freelancing, employment. I did drop a link in the chat, right, for those of you who are planning to move abroad, and if you prefer to maybe work with me one-on-one in my program, and also still kind of like go through a curriculum, but work with me, and so that we can help you turn your business ideas, okay, into income. All right. Even like securing remote work as well. My husband is the OG of that. So secure remote work, freelancing, employment in your destination. Are you going to do that? Are you going to teach? Are you going to look at international work opportunities? Which again, like I said, some countries offer that. Not just teaching in the country, but there are some countries that you can have access to jobs. Okay, and if you're starting a business, again, research requirements, all those things. Adapt to the culture, learn the basics of the local language. We talked about that. Google Translate is going to be your friend. Research the cultural norms, the etiquettes, the laws to avoid misunderstanding. Plan for the long term and stay flexible. Have an emergency fund backup just in case. And keep digital copies of everything: passports, visas, health records, all those things. And be open to adapting your plans based on real life experiences once you arrive. Okay? Uh, and Mahalia says oregano oil. Yeah, I heard that oregano oil is uh, is good. It's good for a lot of things. Thanks for sharing that. Oregano oil. Yep. Okay. So I literally just gave you guys about 8 points, like in-depth points, flushed out points of how you can prepare to move abroad. All right. And there are those links in the bio, or in the chat. And you can also check the description as well if you missed the chat. If you're catching the replay, those links are in the chat as well, based on what we talked about. All right. You can join the waitlist, join my Move Abroad waitlist for the next live masterclass. So if you thought this was a masterclass is going to go more in depth and you guys can actually ask me direct questions. So that's the goal of the class. Okay, so sign up for the waitlist. Um, Miss Marie says, I hope you see this video. I will definitely love to rewatch it. Yes, definitely rewatch. We covered lots and lots in here, so definitely rewatch. So, listen, y'all, it is possible. If you are planning on moving abroad, it is so possible. So possible. Like there's so many stories. Like go watch people's interviews. You don't have to have a whole lot of money, a whole life savings saved up to move abroad, you guys. Like you can do it. Even if you have a family, you can do it if you have a family, if you have a child, uh, you can do it. You can do it, okay? You first have to have a plan, be strategic, write it down, write the vision down and make it plain, right? I think that's Hebrews. Write the vision down, make it plain, write the dates, set the dates on your phone, write it in your journal, set the move abroad date, and make it happen. Okay, it can happen. And I think that more people, um, the reason why a lot more people are moving, like I said before, even wealthy people, right? It's not just the cost of living. That's one thing, right? That's getting like crazy out of hand. Wealthy people obviously can afford to live, right? But it's the quality of life. And I've noticed quite a few wealthy people who have decided to move, either still technically in the US, but not mainland US, or move far away from US altogether, right? Because again of the quality of life. You can live a much softer life, and I want this for more women, especially women who look like me. You can live a much softer life as a woman abroad. Okay, and then you will realize that, oh, I was being lied to, you know. So I think everyone should um, experience it. Um, Pursue it. Mahalia says, very helpful. Thanks. Yeah. I use oregano oil and decongestions. Stents. Why can't I say that? It's great. Awesome. You guys, the things that used to worry me before doesn't worry me anymore. Um, the things that would usually stress me out, I don't know what it is, but I literally feel like I'm living in an escape. Do you understand that? And I say that all the time because I literally feel like that. I literally feel like I'm living in an escape. It's really weird. Is that the same things I used to think about? I just don't. I'm not like stressed. I'm not worried. My levels are like down here. Like right before I left the US, you guys, I know anxiety does not come from God. but it was just around me, so it was just hard to not, the chaos, the anxiety, just too much. And now I don't feel any of that. So it's just a blessing. And for a lot of people leaving mainland or the Western world, it will not only change your life, but it may just be the thing that saved your life. I'm telling you, there are a lot of people that I have met who talked about weight, their health, all of those things just by leaving. Because the basic things that we as humans need to survive is not being made a priority, unfortunately, And I hate that I have to say that because I really want to love the US. Like, I really want to love you. It's like I signed up to serve the country, right? Signed up to be in the U.S. Air Force, the military. I wanted to, or still want to love America. I love a lot of things about it, but there's so much that better that can be done. So I want people to understand that I'm not here trying to bash a place, right? Bash a country, but it's just sad that they have the resources to do these things, right? To make changes, but they don't care about their regular everyday citizens, people. And I want to make sure that I don't say certain words on here, right? It's unfortunate when it comes to healthcare. I believe everyone should have access to high quality, affordable like healthcare and housing, stuff like that. High quality foods, like the basic things that humans need to survive. So you see where I'm getting at this, right? That is why it doesn't matter if healthy, wealthy people they can afford it, yes, but is it good for their health? What good if they can't enjoy their wealth, right? Because the basics, the food and all those things, unless you're going to literally grow all your own food. Like, do we see? Have you guys heard of the things that are happening? Like what they're deciding and what they're approving to how they're. Can I say this? How they are, what they are approving, how they're. I'm really trying to use my words properly. How they are altering stuff, right? Foods, the basics. Okay. Um. All right. Before I get off of here, let me just go over these. The U.S. is such a special place to live, man. Oh, hey, respectful. You just joined. Respectful circada. Am I saying that right? I use oregano oil as well, and it's great. I'm not even. I don't know why I'm messing up that word. It could be my Jamaican accent. I don't know because looking at it, I'm saying decongestant. Anyway, it could be at my accent. Don't laugh at me, y'all. Um, my Jamaican accent, but yeah, it's sad though. It's sad. It's just so stressful, right? I'm telling you, y'all. I'm not making this up. I promise you. I promise you. I'm not making it up. You can ask my husband. Like right before we left, I was either gonna have a mental breakdown or something. I was like, we have to go now. Like, do you understand? So we figured it out, got all our monies together, whatever, and because I'm like, I was gonna lose it. I don't know if you guys follow me, you will see the weight that the weight that I had on, that I had gained as well. And there was a point where I looked in the mirror and I looked at my face. You can kind of tell, like I'm very sensitive to like my body and stuff like that. And I looked in my face and I'm like, I don't look healthy. I just didn't look healthy. Like my eyes, my face the weight was one thing, but like in my face, there was a point where I just didn't look healthy. My skin was kind of like breaking out my pores, and I just didn't look healthy, you guys. Now I'm walking so much more with intentionality too, and that's one of the reasons why we wanted to move here. I wanted to move in a place where I'm like walking to the market, fresh market, getting stuff. I'm losing weight. I have more time to really truly take care of myself, get into a routine and take care of myself. I have better support. I have help here. Um, with even being able to like get a nanny on our team, and it made sense because hubby works at night as well. He's currently working, and so he has to sleep during the early mornings. And so, if we didn't have a nanny, it would literally just be me. And so that would mean I wouldn't, not saying that I wouldn't really be able to take care of myself. I don't want to say it like that. But, with a baby, it would be a little bit harder. So now I'm actually able to get into a routine, like an actual routine, take care of myself, work out, exercise, still spend quality time with my son. Just having that better support, I literally feel like I'm living a softer life. And when we looked into the whole support thing in the US, of course, it costs a lot more. But also, it didn't feel that genuine. Like we looked into it and they would say one price, and by the time we contact this person, it would be another price, right? And it just didn't feel genuine. Like it's just different. Like these parts of the world, people genuinely, truly love babies and they will care for your babies like their own. Okay. But that's for another topic. That's for another topic. Let me wrap up because I've been on here for like over 2 hours. But when I tell you, I looked at my face, y'all, and I was like, something has to change. And I did a whole raw thing again because it was a while that I did like a raw cleanse, and that kind of helped. I lost some weight. But anyway, the girl is losing some weight. All right. So the next point is where I have to admit it is starting to feel like the upside down here. Yeah, I'm telling you, it must have been God because y'all, I was saying we were like, we're gonna leave next year. We're gonna leave next well this year, 2025 March, right? We're gonna leave 2025 March. And I don't know what it was. I had this dream, this sense of urgency dream. I shared this already. And I was clearly told like what country we were going to, and it was not a good sense of urgency. Like these people were banging down our doors, these like gang members coming, and it was like we have to go now. And it was just like, I don't know, just something in my spirit or the Holy Spirit or something was like, you have to leave. Try to leave by before like October. And I'm sitting here now and I'm just thinking, wow, what would my mental health look like, my physical body look like? Because like I said, I was kind of like gaining weight. I was looking at my face and I was like, is it the food? What? I don't understand. And I wasn't really out that much. Like, we're so sedentary, right? Like in the US, like, you know, and it was just me, baby, hubby working, anyway. And I'm thinking, what would life been like if I was still there now? I'm sure God will really, God would have taken us through it. But I'm like, I've made so much progress here with just my health, my just everything. So yeah, I'm just happy that we followed through and God made it work. Okay, God made a way. We're able to leave before that. Um, okay, Emery says, does it include your husband with remote work? Wait, what includes? Does what include? Does it include your husband with remote work? Um, if you just clarify, does what include my husband with remote work? Does what include my husband with remote work? And then you said stop watching the news media. Yeah, y'all. I actually don't watch the news. I say if something is important enough, it will find me. So maybe I open my YouTube, I'm about to publish a video and it's right there. Or maybe I was scrolling on social media for a second or something, checking something, and it just like popped up. But I promise you, I'm not looking for it. I am not looking for it. If it is important enough, it will find me. Okay? I'm not that person that's going to sit and just watch the news, binge the news. No. So I agree. I agree with you, Mahali. Don't binge the news. Okay? It's almost 1 a.m. for you. Yeah, girl. It's 12:53. So I'm about to get up. But I was like, let me come on here today because I was live for a while on my TT platform. And I'm like, I have to come on over here too. So I was like, let me come on over here. Yeah, it's almost 1 a.m. for me. So I'm about to hop off. I've been on here for 2 hours. Thank y'all for hanging with me today. This was fun. This was so much fun. And you guys have all the links. If you have questions, let me know. And I'm so excited for all of you guys who are planning to move abroad. Okay, I hope you guys took notes. There are options. There are options. There are options. Do some house sitting or something. We've got programs. Y'all got this. Okay, you guys have this, and I hope that I was able to provide a lot of value to you guys tonight. This was so fun tonight, or not tonight. It's not. It's my night. It's not your night. Um, or my early morning. Same. I used to have news notification on my phone. Ooh, whew, disrespectful. News notification. No. Yeah, I'm glad you turned that off. Okay. You said the course I mentioned. What about it? Do you need it? Oh, if my husband, if it includes my husband with remote work. The move abroad course, is that? Yes. Yes. Yep. So I'm doing like the live classes. I'm doing a live class, right? So sign up for the waitlist for that. However, I'm creating a more there's a more in-depth curriculum that's being done, and yes, it does include my husband, who's the expert, the OG of remote work. Okay, he's going to be teaching in that too. So yes, 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 yes. You too. You too, respectful. Have an amazing night. All right, guys. I'm Jamaican, so I will stay here and say, okay, I'm gonna get off now. I'm gonna get off now. I'm gonna get off now, and never get off. So I'm gonna get off now. Okay. Nobody ask. Don't ask any more questions in the chat. All right. Bye, you guys. This was so much fun, and I'll see you guys in the next one.